Hey everybody.
Hello.
Anybody?
Yep. Can you hear me? Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can't see you.
Uh, hmm, right. Well, I have a picture at this end, but you're lucky you can't see me. Oh, I like the Spindrift. Kept that quiet, or is that something that's been
Huh?
the Spindrift?
Oh, right, yes. I
Oh,
thought you said something about Splinter.
oh no. Senior moment there. I know. Is it? It's not. It's obviously not a very big kit then.
It's not, no. Hang on a second, I'll just go and grab it here, if I
Yep.
can reach it.
First time. You never mentioned that before, so.
I've had it some time, like, but
Was that? I mean, that's just something you just built the last few days, or?
no, last year sometime, or
Ah, right, right.
last year or the year before. I can't remember now.
I
Anyway,
know. I
this
know
is
there
it.
seems to be. Oh, that's a. Well, of course, it's your camera again. It's this big, you know. Sort of. I think it's.
Whoa, look at that big thing. Look at that. Whoa, that was
I know, I know.
big.
But it was a
That
series
one
I mean, it was probably the one sci-fi series I just didn't like. Like, just hated it. I don't know why. It just did my head on. I think it was just maybe.
The only episodes I didn't like were the ones that involved spiders.
The classic shrinking man episodes. I know it's funny.
Yeah, that was the one bit in that movie I didn't like either. Was the him getting bit by a spider.
Yes, but
You might
then,
gather it. Spiders are not my favorite creatures on this planet.
no, I wouldn't argue with that one. We
They
had
way
we
too
had
many things that are good for them, and
we had a good few tarantulas here this year before Christmas. So
yeah,
yeah, and where I am out here in the garage, it's funny. I think this must be one of the places they hide over the winter. The odd time I'll come across one, either uh, half asleep or perhaps dead in a box belonging to a model or something. And even the dead ones are no fun. So,
yeah. Fortunately, I have Kathy the Spider Slayer.
now I'm not. I can kill a spider. I'm not that bad now. I will.
I can kill them too, like, but
You just
the
prefer.
disposal of the remains is a bit.
Oh dear, oh dear. No, no. It's, the big stamp on the floor is difficult to scrape off. I know. Oh. I just invited everybody tonight, but just yourself turned up. So.
Right.
Well, that's a bad sign. I know.
Oh dear.
Is it snowing down with you?
It is indeed, yeah.
Yeah, it's chucking it down here again. But I mean, it did it at lunchtime today and then it disappeared.
Hmm.
So very strange. We have to go to Belfast tomorrow night for that concert, and we're just a wee bit worried it had been, bad. But apparently the Glen Shane's not too bad as possible. So, oh, it's funny when you build a kit and you think, follow the instructions. Of course, the instructions are going to be accurate and sensible. But what it is with this,
Nope, can't see a thing. All I can see is just myself in the bottom left-hand corner.
I wonder why. Unless it's because it's a podcast.
Since Google Plus updated themselves, I've been having that difficulty that when there's only just the two of us,
Yeah.
I'm the only one I can see.
Yeah, we see. I'll try this. We see. Does this work? We see. If I present, how's that? No,
Uh-uh.
no. That's strange.
The funny thing is, the only thing I can see are, well, as myself at the minute.
Yeah.
Even in a full-blown hangout, all I see are the guys along the bottom.
You never see a full. It may be down.
Here's whatever the camera happened to be looking at the last time, before it
Right.
went live.
I would say it's probably the power of the huddle or the lack of it. It simply may not be up to the job of doing both at the same time. It's why, and I know it's an added expense, but if you ever did get that little laptop working, I think you'd find it would do a better job than the tablet, unless it's a real antique.
It's about 4 years old, so in computing terms, I guess that does make it an antique.
Yeah. Is it like a Celeron or something, or is it?
No, Samsung.
No, I meant the processor.
No, the processor. No, Pentium thingy.
Is it
Whatever.
Windows? Is it Windows 7 even, or is it Windows XP?
Windows 7 starter.
Right. Well, if it can run Windows, no, if it can run Windows, it should be perfectly. And to say the offer, I keep making the offer, and it's open to you if you ever got off from it. Sure.
The opportunity.
You only have to get in the jump.
The last few times I've been up in Derry has been
For the wrong reasons.
for all the wrong reasons. Yeah.
Well,
Funeral the last time, and
I suppose that's life. You weren't watching Paul Rankin's program last week that was on the UTV about having a guy from Scotland had gone to America to do cooking, and they went to Derry, New Hampshire, or Londonderry, New Hampshire, depending on where you are. It's so fun. It's exactly the same issues as here. It's just they moved over in 1719 or something. A bunch of Presbyterians, the whole Presbyterian congregation all moved, in one lump to America. And then whatever happened over the years, then they fell out with one another, and the ones who fell out divorced themselves and went back to calling it Derry. So, but it's still a very Presbyterian place. Apparently, it's very typical. It's all apple growers and what else did they make? Potatoes. The first place in America where potatoes were planted. Apparently. So it was an export from Ulster.
That's irony, considering the potato came from South America.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, I wonder if they were Cares Pinks.
Yeah, right enough.
Oh, I know. Or what's the
coming from the Ulster Presbyterian background? Actually, see, it's like the old saying: if you stick 10 Presbyterians in a room and ask them a question, you get 12 different opinions.
Oh, I know. What can you do? No, I was trying to show you the way this. I'd love to show you this on screen, but who's this now? We see somebody's pinged me. Wayne, yeah. So it's Wayne. Wayne's there. So I'll try and add Wayne in. Let me see if I can work this as usual.
As soon as Wayne appears, I'll see you. I'll get seeing you then.
Right, Wayne Lazenby. Invite him in. There you go. It's an awkward. If I'd known what it was going to do, I wouldn't have glued it together. It's going to be impossible to get this piece put in. But there's actually two of them exactly the same, and they're just in such a position on both sides that it's around a corner. There's Wayne now. Can you see me now? No.
Wayne, yep.
Hello.
Hi, Wayne. Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Liam. Hi, Randall.
Hello.
Hi, Wayne.
How are we?
Ben.
You're grand. Is that what you said? How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Oh.
You're breaking up a fair bit.
It's probably the weather.
As well, it's snowing here heavily. So I don't know what you have in where about you're in north.
You know where Lincolnshire is? I think East Coast England.
Yeah, down below
right
Yorkshire.
Right on the middle point of Lincolnshire, right on the Land's End, the Midlands, basically.
Right.
No, we got the wind.
Well, you should eat your food more slowly.
Leave the beans out.
Oh, I know. Or leave the onions out, exactly, yes. That tells me a lot about Rantle then. No, I was trying to. The weird thing is we were doing the hangout here, but until someone else comes in, Rantle can't see me. He can only hear me. That says on the tablet. But I'm trying to. I'm having a fight with a ship. Oh, that's a stupid.
Yeah. those Corvettes once
Yeah.
when I was a bit younger.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it went in the bin because it got covered in black mould. Because my previous flat was more damp than dry.
Right.
No.
Well, it was a ship. It was meant to get wet, so. Oh no,
Yeah.
it's a funny design. I don't know if you saw my posts. I got it really cheap. It was in a. I think the guy must have had it in the garden shed for about 6 years, and it was the box was just falling apart.
Yeah.
I checked it. I thought all the parts were here, and then there were 17 parts missing, including all this substructure and everything above it. So everything that goes here isn't in the box.
Yeah.
But it's just the design of things like there's a little doorway. Whoops, little doorway, which goes into each side here and here. Now, if I'd realised the design, I would have put this in first. But the instructions tell you to put the top on first, then put these in. It's just one of those things. I do not know how I'm going to do it.
The instructions were obviously made by somebody that never built a kit.
Well, it's a Revell kit, a Matchbox kit originally. Although the Revell version, the revised instructions are not as good as the original Matchbox instructions, which I managed to get online somewhere. They were much better. Matchbox used to use this like a 3D effect. They always did things in the 3D, the way a lot of the Japanese kit manufacturers do now.
Yeah.
They would show the stuff in a three-dimensional, a viewpoint as if you were looking down on top of the thing. Whereas the Revell ones still tend to be a bit, well, I don't. They're nowhere near as good as that.
A Lancaster, Wayne?
Dan Buster version. I started that because that train kit's driving me round the bend.
Well, we'll agree then. Kits aren't meant to drive you around the bend. You're supposed to enjoy them.
But that I started painting the frame, but I ran out of Humbrol black. But I need to get some thinners for it.
Are you still using enamel?
No, I'm using the acrylic, but it's I need to get some thinners for it because it dries too quickly.
Right. Yeah. Not so much funny. I never see the Humbrol acrylics. I don't think anyone here sells them that I can think of. I know Prep does.
Hobby shop, Korean.
It does. Right. I never noticed now. So.
I
Full range.
have to order my stuff from a place called E-Models in Stoke-on-Trent.
Yeah.
They've got a nice large selection of every paint company they have in existence.
I probably have the paint you need. I have a whole pile of Humbrol that I haven't used for a long time, but not much. I can't transfer it over the Hangout, fortunately for you. But this is so awkward. The size of the kit doesn't help. What scale is the Lancaster 1/72?
172.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, I'll be going to see the real thing. I'm going to Duxford on Saturday.
Oh.
So if you want any pictures of any aircraft, I'm happy to get them for you.
I was annoyed last year. I was coming back from Portugal. I was away on holiday, and the day I arrived back was the day that the two Lancasters were doing the Northern Ireland Air Show. And I think Randall, you were at it, Randall, yeah.
Yeah, I got some video up to put it up on YouTube there.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, one's fantastic. Two together would have been, but wasn't to be. And then Ryanair were late. That didn't help. So I was hoping as we flew into the city of Derry Airport, we might have seen them on the way past, but we didn't. So.
well, there's this place just down the road from me, East Kirkby.
Oh yes.
They do the taxi runs.
Just Jane.
Yeah. So I'm going to do. Hopefully, I'm going to do the. Hopefully, I'm going to do the 31st one, October the 31st, where they have the big nighttime show.
Oh, very good. That's a different idea for an air show.
But it's really cool to see that Lancaster at night time. factory. It's a site.
Presumably it has landing lights and so on, like searchlights.
Yeah, but
That's why I'm always surprised there aren't more aircraft modelers that put lights in the models. It seems strange, but they're starting to appear now, but you don't see many.
They do lighting kits for aircraft now.
Oh yeah, there was a company that started at Telford not last year, the year before, a husband and wife team. I don't know how well they've done, but everyone liked the idea. But it's one thing to like the idea, then if people don't buy the stuff, it's the guy in Belgium, Richard Caudron, who we had on one of the hangouts previously. I know seems to be pushing the whole idea, but I haven't seen any aircraft kits. I've only seen his sort of AFE stuff so far, the soldier kits. But some nice ideas, but it's slowly fitting this in. Are you back at the Enterprise, Randall?
Yeah.
No, I haven't actually been doing any modelling since the last time I seen you.
Oh, right.
Well, I did. That time I was in Belfast. I was in Forbidden Planet and picked this up.
Oh, Iron Man, yeah. As a kid, yeah.
The Dragon 1/24th scale kits.
Right, yeah.
All,
that was
it's all identical boxings, but you get this wee yellow spot here.
Tells you which one, right, tells you which one you've gotten, yeah. Which one is it? So you got the actual red one, is it? The standard one?
Here's the Mark 42 kit.
Right.
If I can read my Roman numerals right.
So, Neil said he's going to join in. I know Neil's been building an Iron Man and doing the lighting on it. I don't know how far on he's got with it. It's just a straight sculpture rather than, yeah. Funny, from being at Model Mania in Belfast yesterday, I was looking online today at soldier busts. I'm very tempted little bust just to
the other way, go the other way. If all else fails, read the instructions.
Yeah. Well, that's sometimes the last result. Because the guy, this kit didn't come with the instructions. I had to find them online and print them out. Which didn't help matters. This toy, this looks right, but doesn't look right. It's I got a whole pile of reference material for this, which is very useful. But every single one is different. There's no two of them the same. Every single one had a variation on. So I don't know how accurate this kit is, but well, it's not accurate because straight away it's got wooden planking on the surface, which none of them had.
Yeah.
Except in the very back where the thing was, the depth charges.
Well, that's a dual purpose ship anyway. That Corvette.
Yeah, I mean, some of them. Well, initially they were also used for.
But they still was a submarine almost.
Sorry, you broke away.
So sometimes in the rough seas they doubled as submarines because they were so low in the water.
Yes, they were not a pleasant experience at all. I mean, they were originally built for 27 crew, but when they were used for convoy duty, they had 67 crew. So you can imagine that it was a tight fit.
Yeah.
But this is just so awkward to get in. Oh. I know if I push it too far, it'll fall inside into the depths of the ship. Very awkward design. So how long will you leave the train for, Wayne? Just a few days to finish the Lancaster, or?
I need to get some more. I'm going to order one of those ammo camouflage kits.
Yeah.
Like the German standard camo for the.
Like one of those.
Like them. I'm going to do it in that type of camo.
Right.
Painted that anyway.
I mean, it must have been an amazing train to see. Hi, Neil.
Hey, how you doing?
We're
Yep.
okay. I'm out late tonight. This decided to broadcast it for a change. Just haven't done this for a while, so we're all just building or chatting or whatever. Rand was just saying you got an Ironman little 124 scale one, but I was saying you've been working on yours. Have you got to the
Yeah.
almost funny stage, or are we?
No, I've still got the Alclads to paint up,
Yeah,
So-
which is
but it's all together now.
yeah. The lighting all worked out okay.
Kind of.
Oh.
I had a little accident. Yeah, this is the War Machine. Which one you got there?
Type 42, I think you said it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
42. It's the
Yeah, no, I had a little.
uh,
Oh, that's tiny. Yeah, no, I had a problem with the electronics. I had a little accident with one of the cables.
Self-inflicted or?
A little bit.
Oh dear. Well, at least you're honest enough to admit it. That's the main thing.
Well,
Oh
it
no,
mostly
just
worked.
I'm sitting fighting this thing because it's just so everything you do is a handful. I just commented on the instructions are not very accurate. That's my excuse anyway. You were saying you got the go. Well, can we mention Rick?
I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. Randall will be interested in hearing it.
Oh, I was going to make a kind of video blog, but
No. I'll say nothing. I'll tell Randall off the record later. Sorry.
yeah.
Okay. We can't. Sorry. Delete that last comment from this video broadcast.
Yeah. It won't go out to Google Hangouts at all, will it?
No, of course not.
Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. Okay.
Hang on a sec, I'm just going to turn all the lights on because it's a bit dark in here.
I see Simon's made it home. Simon Merckx has made it home
Yeah.
after his long journey. I'll be interested to see the video. It should be interesting.
You're saying he's got a lot of video to edit together
50
before he uploads it.
50 gigabytes of video to edit. The guy obviously has a brand new house, and the first thing he put into the house is the Enterprise. I suppose if you have it, flaunt it. Why not? Yes.
Getting his priorities right. Presumably he planned his house around the Enterprise.
Of course. Would you not if you had the money? Yes.
Yeah.
This, I don't think was it $15,000. I think that was the cost.
Well,
Yeah.
because he paid a couple of million for the house, so.
Yeah, it's just a small embellishment for the.
Uh,
If you were building your own, you would get a nice fireplace or something. Oh,
he's all ready to be cast.
this is the.
This is the medical console.
Oh, right, very good.
Yeah, so I got all the parts primed now.
Did you get the thing the problem about the part that was?
The part I lost.
Well, I didn't want to say that.
No, I can say it. I lost
is,
it. Right?
is there a carpet in this apartment, or is it a wooden floor?
It's a wooden floor.
Well, now you lost it then. Carpet monster can't be blamed.
The thing is, it was about, it's this size, right? It's one of the shelves.
Yeah.
And basically it's the one where it carries all the electronics. So this is that's what I'm making up at the moment with stuffing.
Yeah.
Let's get this bag open. And then, so it's not a small piece, right?
Yeah.
But it's got like a control panel where we'll be able to drill the holes for the fiber optics.
Hi, Aries.
But I just don't know where it's gone. Absolutely don't know where it's gone. Some bits went over to David so he could kind of define it and work out the scale for the sculpts and the figures.
Yeah.
And then and the rest of it, I thought I kept here, but it's just gone. I can't find it.
Now you see, if you're at home, you could blame the missus and say she clean tidied up or something, but
Well, I don't know. I think it was me because I've got so many plastic bags around here with stuff in. I may have thrown it.
oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Liam, you're gonna love that model.
what? Oh, this thing?
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's it's. I've already had to because there's 17 pieces missing. I've already had to sort of scrap a whole pile of this. This is all missing from the kit when I got it from. It was a bargain on Gumtree, which is our equivalent of Craigslist, I think. So I couldn't resist it. But then when I realised how much was missing, I just thought, well, it's a challenge. What the hell? I mean, it's things like as Neil knows, I then had to go and buy another one, which is typical of me, to buy another one in order to duplicate the parts. So this was the missing part from one of the missing parts. So I had to duplicate it. Hold on, skin. Whoa, wrong way. So I'm getting there, and all this detail on the top here is purely for placement of parts. So all I need effectively is the bottom part, not not all the little boxes and lines, because they're just to do with where the
I made that kit twice.
yeah. But the one thing that is missing is the gun platform. Obviously, I have no gun platform, so I'm going to have to manufacture this somehow. But it makes a change. I don't normally do a lot of scratch builds, so it's a challenge.
I got that about 15 years ago when it was just plastic.
Yeah.
And then on Craigslist, which is funny, the girlfriend found it for free.
Oh, better again, yes.
Yes.
If it was all
with the wood decks.
Oh, right. Well, funny, the one I got, the second kit, I found a bargain on Amazon. It was the last one in the store, and I got it for about £40 less than it should have been. So I'm happy enough. But again, I'll build this one first. See, the reason, I don't know if you saw my reasoning for doing this, is they were based here in where I live in Derry, Londonderry. They were based here during the war for the convoys, and obviously they went back and forth to your part of the world.
Yes, they did.
Yeah. I know Michael Cohen's doing a build. He's planning to do one. I don't know if you know. Mike's on.
Well, I think it's funny how he's saying that he doesn't have reference. There's one sitting in Halifax.
Yeah, the Sackville. Yeah. And I've found a few things online which I've sent them. Different references that sort of did a really good search. And I got some examples of stuff. There's a couple of extremely good books which take the detail level to a daft level. That's the only way to describe it. I mean, every single thing. And I was saying to Rant later on, the problem is every single one of these is different. They're none of them the same.
Exactly. They're all custom-made whalers.
Yep. But say if there's a maritime museum opening here, and if I do a reasonable job of it, I might present it to them to see if they're interested, because they are looking for display materials. It's typical of where we are here, that there's a lot of history, but it's not used, it's not sold, it's not used as a tourist attraction. We sort of can't see the wood for the trees, sort of thing. But what are you working on yourself now, apart from that cold?
I'm doing good.
Haven't seen you for a while.
Well, it's getting warmer here, so.
Well, it's snowing here tonight.
That's hilarious.
So, and snowing really heavy as well.
I saw that when it's snowing here. I went, well, it's sunny here and it won't snow for about 3 days.
Where did some of your snow here?
It's snow.
But I still have 4 feet of snow out back in the garage, or out back in the garage. So.
Yeah, I saw some of Mike Cohen's posts, he's in Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
and it looked scary. No, we don't know what snow is.
No. And he's got the ocean, so I just have lake effect snow. He's got the whole ocean. He's got the whole ocean coming at.
That's the nasty stuff, but lake effect stuff.
Yeah.
I'd rather have snow to that stuff, I think. But what about Manchester tonight, Neil? How's Manchester?
Yeah, there was a few bits of flakes on the way, but nothing serious. I mean, it's dry. Yeah. About 4 degrees.
Oh, it's -2 here at the minute, I think so.
Yeah.
-2. What's -2?
No.
I can see it. Yeah, considering when I went to work on Thursday, it was minus 35.
Ooh. I mean, does I think the gas car, is it, or?
I have gas, and I live in a condo with underground garage.
It doesn't so much freeze; it just turns into like a jelly.
Oh, right. Ugh, right.
And you have to put some additives or something in it.
Yeah. Antifreeze, and you're God, it's unbelievable.
But I don't take my car to work, so.
Is that due to parking problems?
Yeah, when I'm in the condo downtown, I save money on parking. I save money on everything. That's why I live downtown during the week.
Sensible.
Parking for the week downtown is like, for 5 days is like $120, $130.
Right.
Ouch.
Yeah. I just park the car underneath in the underground parking at the condo and take the subway and the bus in.
What city are you in?
Toronto.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. No, I've my nephew-in-law, if that's the right term, lives in. He's getting married next year to a girl from. It's the place with the unpronounceable name beside Toronto.
Mississauga.
Mississauga, yes. I couldn't think of. So they're getting married next year, but they're actually coming here for the wedding, which is unusual because usually it's the bride's location.
Well, it's easy to say Mississauga. Try spelling it.
Yeah, that's yeah. Oh, but I don't think. I think he's been over there now 2 winters. I think the weather has been a shock to his system. Because we're used to our supposed winter here, which is a bit pathetic, but
I don't know. I got an Aussie who's dying to get back home where I work, and she's like just screaming almost right now. I hate fucking Canadian winter.
I wouldn't blame her.
I'm like, honey, you came to Canada, we didn't come to Australia.
Oh, I know. And there's Craig Kerr. I invited Craig earlier, and Craig's actually, he has Canadian. He's a Canadian passport. He doesn't sound it, but he really wants to get back to Canada. But I think he's forgotten what the winters can be like. But
no, it's old school winter. It's what it used to be like.
Yes, true.
It's what I grew up with. 4-foot snowbanks and.
Proper snow.
Well, it's spring is in the quote unquote air.
What's supposed to start in 16 days time? I think it is.
Yeah.
20th.
20th. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a laugh.
And we go into daylight savings time into spring forward this weekend. So
we have a travel show that's shown on television here called Getaways.
Yep.
And, last week it was Toronto they were doing.
Sure.
It looked lovely, but and then it's actually one of the places that's easiest to get to from here.
Just landed at the airport and.
Yeah, but because there's so many Irish people in Toronto, I think that's why there's a popular flight. Why did I do this the way I did it?
Actually, it's funny. They don't come to Toronto. They go to Kitchener-Waterloo.
Don't know.
You know where Mississauga is? Well, they go about another half hour west.
Right. Is that a sort of a?
It's full of Irish and Brits.
Right.
It's a German town, but it's full of Irish and Brits.
Oh. I think Neil's going to emigrate one of these days.
Sorry, mate?
I think you're going to emigrate one of these days.
Me?
Me?
No way.
I'm only joking.
You mean to my roots, back to Derry?
Oh, well, there's nothing wrong over here. I keep telling you, but if I could get my daughter to do that, she's an interview she had an interview last week in Soham.
Right.
For a job which she was actually offered, but she turned it down because when she realised how much of a journey it was going to be just to go 20 miles, because she doesn't have a car. And then she's an interview this Friday in Cambridge itself, near what do you call the place? I forgetting what it's called. It's above Jesus Screen somewhere.
Right.
So she's a lot happier with that if she gets that one. So,
Ah.
but we'll see.
Full-time job.
Oh yeah, she'll be qualified in July as a
Right.
teacher. So at least where you are, there are teaching jobs. Here in Northern Ireland, there are none.
Yeah.
And so the prospects of her ever coming home are zero. But that's what happens. They move on. It's an excuse for us to go to Cambridge on a regular basis. And perhaps we'll finally get maybe a time I'll be over and go to see Duxford or something. I suppose you've been to Duxford, Wayne?
Yeah, I'm going this Saturday as well. It was a birthday treat myself.
I'm jealous. Yeah, I've driven past it 3 times. It's so annoying.
You guys were talking about the Lancasters earlier. I'll be 22nd, I think it is. Yeah, 22nd of March. One of my models will be probably sitting right underneath one.
Very good. That's the one that was over here last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
was away on holiday and I missed it, unfortunately. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of funny. I came up from the underground and I heard this drone. Like, I was like, oh, that's World War II. So I thought maybe there was a couple of Harvards going over top, and I looked up and I thought, holy shit, she's home.
Yeah, that's an amazing aircraft. There's no.
Yeah, I don't know why she landed at the Toronto Island Airport before she went to Hamilton, but she did.
Customs, perhaps?
Maybe.
Because they're smuggling in a load of whatever.
I don't know. Hamilton's
But no,
has a
I was
custom.
annoyed I missed that. But
But you guys, yeah, you would like the Hamilton Air Museum.
Oh, I like. I've only ever been to. I've been to RAF Hendon many years ago. But that's the only one I've been to. Unfortunately, I haven't been to any. I was in one in Kissimmee in Orlando, which was quite petite, but that's it. That's my only experience of air museums was that one, and the one in Florida.
Yeah, the one we have here, the one show I just have to go to every year. It's called Heritage Con.
Yeah.
And it's held at the Hamilton Air Museum.
Right.
And if everything's set up right and everybody's working and they set up the tables underneath the planes.
Randall's a member of the Ulster Aviation Society, so he's basically as often as possible up looking at aircraft.
Yeah.
You've quite a collection, or no, not you personally, but the Aviation Society.
Yeah, we have a collection down at the old prison at the Maze, Long Cash, outside Lisburn. So we have about 20 odd aircraft. We're actually getting a Phantom.
Oh.
Oh wow!
Shortly, one of the British Phantoms. It was a former gate guardian at RAF Cars.
Let me warn you. The mileage is terrible on it. So.
I don't think this one will be going anywhere.
Does it have an engine?
Anyway.
Does it have an engine?
No.
Ah, right. Yeah, all removed.
That's pretty much everything else, though.
Well, that's pretty good. I mean, what's the plans? Just have it as another static exhibit?
Yeah, just have it in the hangar.
Have you got an open day this year? I know last year was a disaster because of the security, or what was the issue last year?
They have the application in for the open day, but whether we'll hear anything more about it, unfortunately, it was a victim of a bit of tit for tat between the two main parties that run this place.
Yeah, politics.
Yeah.
It's but I mean, how do you keep going without funds?
We're a charity. We take donations.
I don't give to charity. I'm joking. Only joking. Only joking.
We give to charity. It's called our hobby.
Yeah, well, that's true. No, well, we have one thing we do. We're in Vision, World Vision, which sponsor a child. That's our main charity that we do. So, and it changes every few years. Once they grow up to be 16, then it changes to another child. So it's something that's the only major thing that we contribute to. So I like the fact you can see something at the end of it. You realise that your money is doing something specific. But this is not working out tonight at all.
I may be in the condo, but you know what? I'm gonna open up my cranky build.
Yep.
Listen to you guys sling styrene. There you go.
What? 40. 37 pickup?
38.
38. Couldn't read it there. Yep.
Yeah, 38 pickup. First one I bought had a warped lower chassis or upper chassis, so I used it as a practice. Let's see if I can find it. Where I'm going. No.
I forgot to say, Randall, the thing that Chris was selling the most of yesterday in Belfast, what do you think it was?
No idea.
The Timmy Extrafin.
Oh, right.
He says every time he gets it in stock, it just disappears out the door. Everyone's worried it's going to get banned again, I think.
He was sold out of it when I was down there, so thankfully Bill's Hobbies and Core stocks it as well. So
yeah, I got a couple just in case.
I left when I was in there last.
Yeah. Did you find the link? There he is.
Getting him.
No, give me a second. I'm gonna do it the easy way.
Sorry, Randall.
Now the trick with Bill is getting them open, or catching them open.
Randall's talking about our nearest model shop, who Bill's Hobbies is called, and is the grumpiest man on the planet. He complains all the time about the shop and running the shop and everything else, and he keeps sort of threatening to close, but it may as well be, because most of the time you go, the shop's not open. So it's a phenomenal amount of stock too. That's the crazy thing about it.
And he's never open, so how can he have the business if he's never open?
Oh well.
Yeah, we had a guy here where I go to, that hobby shop that a couple of guys on. I asked them, they all talk about the one in Toronto with all the.
There's a really huge one. Someone put up pictures of one time. Is that no?
Yeah, that's the one, and it's hilarious. Unfortunately, the gentleman has died.
Oh, right.
But he was the grumpiest motherfucker ever.
I think it goes with the territory. Thankfully, the other guy we deal with in Belfast seems to be holding his temper so far, but we'll see how he does after a few years dealing with grumpy modelers.
Well, he got grumpy because all the modelers would pick up a car and put it back in the wrong place, and he had all his cars all set up in
alphabetical order.
This is a Ford, these are Chevys, these are Dodge.
The Dewey Decimal System for modeling or something?
Yeah. I was like, oh my god, don't put it back in the wrong place.
But no, I say I'm building I'll build this ship a little bit, but I'm not going to keep at it forever. I'll do a bit, then take an hour break, and then go back to it again, because I think the secret seems to be now that to build a bit, go to something else, come back. If you keep it the same thing, you just get so fed up with it that just does my head in. I just can't do that at all. So it's a decision to do another aircraft or a tank. I'm not sure.
First time I built that, it took me 6 months.
It's 1,024 parts. Yes.
Yeah, it took me about 6 months.
Or 1,240 parts. I beg your pardon. Yeah. It is. I mean, a lot of it is little small stanchions and different things, little small pieces. But the Platinum kit, the other one, does have a lot of them in photo etch. But I don't know. I'll stick with this one first, and then eventually, perhaps in the future, build the other one. see there's a lot of issues with it. You know, things don't fit quite right, and certain parts there's a little bit of warpage, which I think is down to the storage. I've tried everything to try and glue the two sides, and they keep pinging apart again. No, it's not. I wanted. Aries posted something a while back too. He was working on. I can't think what it was. And it was another one of the resin kits he got in a hold of.
Yeah.
You can't show us the Iron Man lit then? No, is that a bad subject?
I can plug it in, but I haven't coded it yet. So the Arduino is just.
Oh, it's actually you've got an Arduino.
Right. But I've got a postage size one, so I'm going to transfer it over to this smaller board. But
do you have the daughter board on the Arduino for the
chest light is kind of like here. All the other work. So I was considering whether to do it as a diorama with him kind of laying down, because you know in some of the movies they're kind of lying down after they've been kind of shot or hit, whatever.
Yeah.
I was thinking of lying him down with his lights flickering.
Oh yeah, that'd be perfect.
Because there's a scene where he's in snow, I think, but that's Iron Man rather than War Machine. But I'm looking at it now, but I've got all the parts now. I'm going to finish off. So that's the gun and the gun mount.
Whose kit was it? Who made the kit in the first place?
It's a Mobius kit.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it comes with this really, really terrible base. It's just like really poor.
Right.
But I've noticed that some of the parts need a bit of strengthening, so I've got to apply a bit more glue. So
right.
But it was hell because I had to drill down through the neck because obviously I've got lights in the head.
Yeah.
Drill down through the neck. I've had to kind of drill down through the bottom, round through the leg, and obviously down through all.
Is it a plastic kit or a resin kit? It's a plastic kit.
It's plastic. It's plastic. So drill down through the leg, the top leg, then the lower leg, then the foot to run the cabling, and then obviously through both arms as well. So, but it's coming together.
It's a nice. That's Iron Man. You've got that one, the Mark III, or sorry, whatever. The new Dragon version.
No, Mobius.
Mobius. Oh, I have the Dragon one.
Yeah. No, the Dragon one's.
Okay, here you go, Liam.
Yep. Oh, that's nice.
Cool.
Here, I'll present.
Hopefully that makes the cranky count.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I watched some of his stuff, but it's just so crazy. Sometimes it's just the way he presents, and it just has so much knowledge.
Who, Cranky?
Yeah.
Oh, he's got a lot of knowledge.
Yeah.
But if you're smart, go back in his archives.
Yeah. It's just amazing stuff, I know. It's when you get people who, it's like I've subscribed to Flory Models in the UK.
Yep.
And when you see some of his, he can just if you have a problem with an airbrush, he just instantly knows what the problem is. You just do this, sort of. Whereas you'd be sitting there sometimes so frustrated with an airbrush, wondering is it dirty? Is the air pressure too high? Have I not diluted the paint enough with thinner? Yep. Where he just straight away knows and can tell you what the problem is. It does build videos that are interesting to follow because again he comes up with techniques that I'd never have thought of using for doing certain things. But and it's the same with Cranky, yeah. So although Philip Flory stuff is all subscription only, except for he releases the odd.
I try to follow a lot of his stuff. I mean, I watch it every couple of weeks, but the videos are so long, and now he's got this live thing he's doing.
Yep, no, that's him and Sid just really enjoying themselves on a Tuesday night, yeah. And Sid takes so long to read out some of the questions. This question is from John Smith. John says, sort of, pass the tablet to someone else, so. He had a fella in this week doing figure painting. It was just amazing to watch him with acrylics too, not with oils. The guy looks about 18, 17, really, really experienced. That's what I'm saying. I would love to have a go at a figure now, but just picking something that I won't make a mess of. A little bust, a little bust on the German, Waffen SS or something bust. I'd love to do one of those. I was looking online today. I was being a naughty boy. I'm doing what I shouldn't do. I shouldn't look at stores online. It's usually my fatal, as Neil will testify. I even end up spending his money. Never mind my money.
No, I'm not listening to you again.
I keep recommending things. I have found this.
I'm so glad that woman wasn't selling those kits because, or she was selling them, but she only wanted pick-up only because there was no way I was going to spend.
This was again Gumtree, which is where I look all the time. It was a lady in near Hull had a selection of Star Trek and
a few kits.
Yeah, and it was an amazing. It was one of those it's obviously been in someone's roof space or stored somewhere in a garage or something, and she was just getting rid of them all at a very, very reasonable price. And I don't think she realised what she had with some of them, but her husband refused.
Well, it was her husband selling them, Liam.
Yeah, but she was doing all of the. She was doing all the communication. He just
let it go.
Yeah, well, I know. If I could have persuaded Craig to run up the whatever it would have been to go up and get them, perhaps we could have split it between us. But no, I should some Gumtree. I say I can't complain. I mean, if I got this for £15, I'm happy. So and I got a couple of very, very nice aircraft kits for crazy money. So people quite often are selling stuff that they don't know what they have, or unfortunately a relative has died or something, and then they're selling stuff like that. That's the classic one where you go to a house clearance or something, and they've got a model shop, in the garage or something, and then I'll give you $100 for them. Oh, that's great, thank you.
That's when my local hobby shop in Markham calls me and goes, Andrew, you got a woman comes in, she wants her stuff. Come talk to her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're fair, it's one thing to rob people, but if you do a fair price for stuff, and then, or even recommend maybe somewhere they can get the stuff shifted elsewhere.
It's okay. I'll admit I robbed this woman blind. I got the Niki Lauda 112 scale Tamiya for $10.
Well, I know. It doesn't happen.
I was like, she's like, it's kind of started, and I looked at it and went, yep. He already put the decals on the body, so I was like, oh, come on. It's not even painted.
Well, I tell you, Liam tries to get me to buy new Macs. He doesn't just get me to buy models. He tries to get me to buy new Macs.
But then you want to do all this work on your website and promoting and all the rest of it, and then you're using some pissy old PC that won't do things, won't run Premiere Pro.
Yeah, but I've got Premiere stuff on the big desktop. I don't need a Mac. I told you.
I've tried to get Randall to upgrade his laptop, and he won't upgrade it. Yeah. And I've even offered to upgrade it for him. He won't do it. So he's still on his Tesco tablet. Don't look at me with those eyes. Right. Okay. No.
What do you mean? I don't need to upgrade anything. I can see it perfectly well.
Speaking of which, this is my next upgrade. My eyes down here are getting worse all the time. So, there's an old age. What can you do? No, I say what was probably the first thing I bought when I'm back in the modelling again was the same as you have yourself. So, at least I'm not on the maximum magnification yet. What about, do you take glasses off to model, Neil, or do you wear them? Are you short-sighted or long-sighted?
Varifocal now.
Right now the secret.
Before I started modelling, I was short-sighted. Now I'm varifocal. So right, yes, I'm going like this every time.
No,
I still take them off now. I take them off.
I blame it on all the repopping so all the numbers are getting smaller and smaller. Hell with the flash. Give me some numbers that I can see.
That's what I'm doing. That's why Liam's doing big kits, right?
Yes, yes,
can't
that's that.
see anymore.
I can feel it on the desk here. It's here. Yes, it's here.
Yeah.
It's here. Yes. wait till I start doing braille modelling. That's fun. What is it? Right, guys.
I'm buying all these old kits, and they have a number on the direction, but there's no number on the sprue.
Yep. Well, that's the weird thing about this kit is all of the made in wherever has been removed. When Revell reissued it, they took out all of the manufactured country for some weird reason. Don't know why, but
well, originally it's a Matchbox, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And they did very little to it. I mean, they redid the instructions and made them worse. And then they brought out the Platinum kit, which is just a case of trying to chip in all of the aftermarket side of things.
Yeah, that's all they did. All the aftermarket.
There is a superb set of aftermarkets available for this from great little ships, but it's almost £250 for the full set.
Yeah.
Because everything from the deck up is replaced. They don't keep anything, so it demonstrates that it's not a perfect kit by any means, but I'll do a bit of work on it. We'll see how it goes. I'm enjoying it, which is the main point at the end of the day.
So the next thing you have to buy is the 1/72nd scale Type 7 submarine. You have two?
I already have to.
Right. Think them both.
Oh, I know. What I would have, it was when I got this one. When I said I got this for £15, it was actually this plus the submarine for £30. And I already had a copy of the sub from way back, which is in the bottom of my stash down there. I was hoping it would have been the 7C Type 41,
right,
which is a nice derivative of the original Type 7C. But it's exactly the same kit as the one I had. There's Wayne has is that the 1/44 scale one, Wayne?
Yeah, that's the Type 7C.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one.
Yeah, it's the ones I have. I'll show you. Hold on one second. I'll show you the size of the kit. Hold on.
Like 3 feet long. I have one.
Yeah.
I brought it home. The wife looks at me and goes, "Where are you going to build it?" I went, "I'll build it in the troll hole." She goes, "How are you going to get it out?"
I have one, and to actually make more room, I actually took it out of the box and built the hull. All the rest of the parts are in another box somewhere, so I had more room.
I have no room left in this garage. That's my problem now. So if that's the Snowberry or whichever version, whatever version I call it, okay, and that's the sub. So it gives you an idea of the subs basically longer.
The sub is longer than the boat.
Yeah. And again, the guy who had this, the only thing he did to it was he drilled out all of the lumber holes.
Well, that was nice of him to do that for you.
Well, and he did a reasonable job of it. Although again, it's a technique that Boyd Compton Trickworks did. He did a different way of doing it with. There's a guy who does submarine builds on YouTube, and he followed his method where instead of trying to drill them all out, through the thick plastic, he pre-sanded the back to give you much less to drill through, and then he did it from the other side and did a very neat job of it. But say this guy's done a really good job of this, so I can't complain. I had to clean it. The plastic slightly, it's got a sort of a, it's not gone yellow, but it's sort of there's a slight tint to it from age. But the only problem was the box obviously had been stored in his shed, and it was full of wildlife when I got it. So I had to and Randall would have not been able to do it. We had a conversation earlier on about his fear of a certain 8-legged species. So.
Well, if Indiana Jones is afraid of snakes, I can be afraid of spiders.
Oh dear, I know. Right, I have to go, guys, because I was under orders to be back in for 10 o'clock, and it's now after 10 o'clock. But I did the hangout tonight just for a change, just something different on a Monday night. So if you're about on a Monday, I'll probably maybe not every week, but every second week or something, just ping up. And if you're not doing anything else, you know where we are. Have a chat.
Well, I'm usually home at this time, so talk to you guys later.
Okay, good night. Right, Wayne, nice chatting to you. Okay.
There's away, and